I am Elric, Emperor of Melniboné. I sit upon this ruby throne, which has witnessed thousands of years of glory and blood. My eyes see what others cannot, and that knowledge burns within me. We, the Melnibonéans, have ruled the world for 10,000 years, but now the world is changing, and we still dream of our former greatness. Tell me, human, are you ready to step onto the path where every choice alters the fate of worlds? Where chaos and law eternally seek new servants for their end?
Hi everyone. Today we're going to bring an image to life using the multifunctional LTX-2 model. The character I created today will actually start speaking. In this video, we'll go through a basic workflow where the LTX-2 model voices the character itself using a provided text script. I'll also show you how to perform lip sync using a pre-recorded external audio file. If you want, you can download this workflow using the link in the description. It's available through a subscription for those who want to save time and support the channel. But I'll walk through everything in detail, so you'll be able to recreate it for free. This video is a complete guide. I'd also like to point out that LTX-2 is not just about lip sync. It's a full video generation model for 2026. It can create videos from text, from images, from audio, revoice old videos, add music and effects, move the camera, and it does all of this in a single pass. But in this tutorial, we'll focus on just one of its features, lip sync. The LTX-2 workflows are already built into ComfyUI. You just need to update to the latest version, then go to Templates. In the search bar, type LTX and scroll down a bit. Select this workflow with the cute retro girl. What we see here is a very minimal workflow. It's basically a simplified interface. This node is responsible for that. By clicking the icon in the top corner, we can enter the workflow inside it. This structure lets you collapse complex groups of nodes into one large node. It's very convenient. This tool is called a subgraph. To return to the previous level, just click this tab. This node can look however you want. It all depends on which parameters you want to expose in the simplified interface and which ones you want to keep hidden inside. For example, here I have a group of several nodes. Some of them I want to hide to simplify the interface. I select the nodes I need and right-click, Convert to Subgraph. Now, instead of these two nodes, we have a single node. And the original two are hidden inside it. By clicking the first tab, we can go back. But here, we only have the prompt. There's no option to select the model. The model loading is hidden. Right-click and choose Edit Subgraph Widgets. The Settings panel opens. We can see that the prompt is visible, but the checkpoint isn't. Let's make it visible. Now all the fields are accessible. We go inside and then back to the previous level. To restore everything to the original state, right-click arrow, Unpack Subgraph. This node is organized the same way. All its settings are on the right. Here we can connect the connectors so the parameters can be adjusted at the simplified level. This is how it looks in the developer's version. In the simplified interface, we can upload an image, then write a prompt here, where we describe the scene in detail. What the character looks like, their clothing. It's especially important to describe the character's personality and mood, because the system will choose the voice timbre and intonation based on that. Also describe the environment and the overall atmosphere of the scene. Video length, meaning the number of frames. Seed. Load all the required models. Listed right here. And this is where the final video output appears.
I am Elric, Emperor of Melniboné.
Now let's quickly go through the nodes. Entering the workflow. Model loaders. We already loaded the models at the previous level. Connector bus. This group of nodes handles video settings, width, height, and upscale. The positive prompt comes from the previous level. Negative prompt. Both prompts go into this node, and here we also specify the frames per second. This group of nodes configures the audio and video latents. From the previous nodes, we receive the video width, height, and batch size. Latent audio is empty here because the model generates the audio itself. If we use an external audio file, we'll connect it here instead of the empty latent audio. But we'll get to that shortly. The node LTX-V image to video in place receives the VAE, the image, and the latent video. Next, in LTX-V concat AV latent, the latent video and latent audio are merged. They then go into the sampler. The sampler also receives the seed, CFG guider with a value of 4, and the sampler name. In LTX-V scheduler, we keep the default values. No need to change them. After the first sampler, we increase the video resolution for better quality. The data from the first sampler goes into LTX-V, separate AV latent, and LTX-V crop guides. This entire block is responsible for upscaling. Here we load the upscaling model that we selected earlier. The CFG guider value here is 1. Then comes the second sampler and the output. The finished video will appear at the previous level, right here. Here we have 2 disabled LoRAs. The first one is camera control static. I'll activate it. This LoRA forces the camera to stay static during video generation. The camera won't zoom, drift, tilt, or shake. It basically freezes the camera, as if the scene were shot on a tripod. It can also slightly affect the character's overall movement, and sometimes improves lip motion if the model accidentally froze it during generation. The value is set to 1 for now. I'll start the generation. Let's go 1 level up and see the result.
I am Elric, Emperor of Melniboné.
The camera is stationary, particles are floating, and the character is speaking. But I think the head movement is too active, and the look feels overly dreamy. Let's lower the value and try again.
I am Elric, Emperor of Melniboné.
Still too much movement. Lowering the value again.
I am Elric, Emperor of Melniboné.
That's relatively okay, but a lot also depends on the prompt. I think we should explicitly specify that the character is looking directly at the viewer. I think the idea is clear. Let's test what result the second LoRA gives. This LoRA produces the opposite effect. It makes the camera slide to the left, revealing the area outside the left side of the frame. A new part of the scene appears on the left, what was previously off-screen, while the right side gradually disappears. Since these LoRAs are mutually exclusive, we disable the first one. It also makes sense to specify the camera movement in the prompt.
I am Elric, Emperor of Melniboné.
The camera moved sideways, just as expected. So that's the option where the model generates the audio itself. Now let's look at the case where we already have a finished audio track. For example, we found the right voice with the right timbre, or a voice actor recorded the character's monologue. The pauses and emotional intonation are already perfect. In this case, we need to attach that file to the workflow and feed it to the model so it can synchronize the lip movements. Here I ran into a problem that most of you probably won't encounter. ComfyUI is an NVIDIA library. As Grok explained to me, in my case the issue was related to incompatibility with my GPU model. I'm using an RTX 5080. Instead of digging into that issue, I took the path of least resistance. I set up the workflow and added the nodes on my local machine, but ran the generation in the cloud using runcomfy.com. I'll show that in a moment. First, let's slightly modify the base workflow. The workflow remains the same, but instead of an empty audio node, we need to add a few other nodes. These nodes. Audio loader. Then LTX-V audio V AE encode, which connects to set latent noise mask. A solid mask is also connected here. This chain ensures proper synchronization. Reconnect the VAE. Reconnect the connectors. Here is our new structure. And here
I
is
am
the
Elric,
result.
Emperor of Melniboné.
That's
I am
basically
Elric,
it. For those who
Emperor of
encountered the same
Melniboné.
problem I did,
I sit
show
upon
how to
this
run your
ruby
workflow
throne,
using a
which has
cloud
witnessed
service.
thousands of years of glory and blood. My eyes see what others cannot, and that knowledge burns within me.
Go to runcomfy.com and register. You'll see a page with various workflows. In the search bar, type LTX. Open one of these workflows, for example this one. Here's the same base workflow. Click Run Workflow. Now we need to choose the machine we want to use. For short videos, the medium machine was enough for me. If you get memory errors, choose a more powerful machine. Starting it. Confirming. We need to wait a bit while the machine initializes. The machine is ready. On the right panel, we see all our folders, just like on a local computer. Here we can upload our models. Open the required folder. Paste the link in the top field and click Download. The model will appear in this folder. Closing the panel. I don't need the base workflow. I'll upload my own workflow that I already configured on my local machine. File Open. Or simply drag it into the workspace. Here we need to upload the image. And select all the models again. Starting generation. At the top, you can see the time counter. You can also change the machine here. To stop the machine, press Stop. And we return to the starting point. That's the end of this tutorial. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel.
Which has witnessed thousands of years of glory and blood. My eyes see what others cannot, and that knowledge burns within me. We, the Melnibonéans, have ruled the world for 10,000 years, but now the world is changing, and we still dream of our former greatness. Tell me, human, are you ready to step onto the path where every choice alters the fate of worlds? Where chaos and law eternally seek new servants for their enemies?